My name is Sunny and I'm with the Watson Branch Library. Today we're going to learn how to make decoupaged eggs similar to these. It's very simple to do. All you need is some store-bought wooden eggs, some floral napkins or tissue paper, a little paint, some scissors, your Mod Podge, and your paint brushes. The tape is for a little trick to separate the napkins, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So let's get started. So today's project is very simple. You're just going to take your wooden eggs. These came from Amazon. These are nice because they have the flat bottom and you can paint them and then decorate while it's standing up. But all you do is paint your egg. This is just white paint, and I'm painting it white because the background of the napkins that I'm using today is white. And when we get to this part, you have to fussy cut all of the flowers out. And so if I don't get a very close cut, you're gonna still see some of the napkin. And by painting the egg white, that white part of the napkin is just gonna kind of disappear. Your eggs will probably need about 2 coats of paint. So I like to work on multiple ones at the same time. Also, when you get to actually decoupaging the eggs, you can work on one egg, and then while it's drying, you can start working on another, and then be able to go back to the first egg. Same thing with the painting. Okay, well I finished painting that egg, so I'm going to let it dry for a minute. And while it's drying, I'll show you the little trick on how to separate your napkins. Typically there's going to be at least 2 layers of paper here. You're going to have the printed layer, and then there will be a blank layer underneath. So this one folded over, so all you have to do is tear that off. We don't want the white part, we just want the pretty colored paper. So you get piece of tape and you stick it to the back of the napkin. This has 3-ply, and you gently work at it, and you pull that second layer of white paper away. And from here, all you do is fussy cut. And I have done some already, and I'll show you just to save time. But you're literally just going in and cutting around the shapes. You don't have to be exact. The color is still pretty muted, but up against the white background of the egg, it'll show up. So I did a cup of just the flowers here, and then my napkin actually came with like rose gold foil on one side, just to make it super fancy. So I've cut some of that out as well. I think I'll decorate one egg with the rose gold foil and do the other with just the flowers. We've painted the egg. This one is drying. I have 2 that I painted in advance. They're nice and dried and ready to go. I think I'm going to start with the floral napkin bits first, just because there's so much more of them. And it's simple. All you need is Mod Podge. This one is a matte finish. They do have a glossy finish if you like that. This is just the one I got. And you dip your brush and paint on your egg. Mod Podge dries clear. And then just tap your napkin into place, your little flower. And then add some more Mod Podge over the top. I just put them in a random pattern. I like to make sure that I go over the top of it and then also the bottom of it. And if when you were painting you have a little light spot or bald spot, just put some glue down there and put a flower over it. No one will ever know. I like to go in different directions with the flowers, just make it random, but you can be as uniform and symmetrical as you like, or go crazy and chaotic. You're just making sure you're smoothing out any wrinkles that might be in the napkin, because it will dry that way if you don't get them out. And you just keep working your way around the egg, adding glue, putting a bit of napkin. When you're buying your napkin or your tissue paper, you just want to pay attention to the pattern. So if you're not into flowers, you can do feathers or whatever else you like. And if the background of that napkin is blue, paint your egg blue and the edges will blend. The wooden egg obviously is permanent. It's not going to go anywhere, so you can store this forever. You don't have to be concerned about anything breaking. And so I tore that one. Just get rid of the bits that I tore, and you really can't tell. Once it's glued down, you're not going to be able to notice that that was a mistake. All right, I think one last little bit. Let's see. The also good thing with the white is if you happen to overlap on top of another piece of napkin that you've glued down, the white pretty much becomes transparent against the egg, and your flower from the previous gluing is still going to show through. Alright, I'm going to let this one dry. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do is the rose gold. This one has these great long strips, and then all these tiny little flowers and leaves, and very tiny. So this one, you would need a lot of this to cover an entire egg. So this one might have a lot more white when it's completed, but it'll still be pretty. continue on this one. I'll come back when I've got it all glued down. Okay, well that's it. Once you get your napkins all glued on, just go back over and make sure there's nothing sticking up. And if there is, just apply a little bit more glue to that area. Until next time, be sure to follow us on Facebook, check us out on Instagram and YouTube, and we'll be seeing you soon. Happy crafting!